Well, hey guys, welcome back to another Test and Tune video. This one hopefully will be super quick because I wanted to share a product that I recently purchased to get the internet working better in my new building, which is actually the house now as well. And it is the TP-Link power line adapter. Now this is the, well, let's be real, it was the cheapest one I could get. It's only the AV600 model. These are only rated up to 100 megabytes per second or megabits per second. Basically it'll max out my NBN connection, which was my main concern. Now you can get gigabit adapters. I think I saw ones that will go up to 2100 megabytes per second. And this, I think they were just overkill, so I went with the cheap one, and to be honest, I've been really happy with it. So just so that you can see what we're dealing with here. Now the reason I needed to set it up, we've been here for about 3 weeks, and part of moving in, the previous owner had to get the floors redone. So we couldn't set up the office in the area where we wanted to set it up. But the internet is in the office, so that was a bit of an issue. And we could only fit a couple of the systems up on the windowsill there, so that's what we did. Anyway, so the internet connection, we are with the NBN, but it is fiber to the curb. So this is actually a copper line which connects to a node out on the main road. And we tend to get pretty close to 100 megabytes per second. Generally, download speeds are mid-90s, but I will show you in 2 seconds. Now, it goes from the NBN connection around a loop to stay off the floor, and I'm actually running a DDWRT router, which is that one there, which is doing all the important security and network address translation, all that sort of stuff. And from that, which is its Wi-Fi is actually turned off, we're going through a TP-Link AC1200 for the Wi-Fi. And that actually serves the house quite well. We can get pretty much full internet speeds in the entire house from that router. However, this being an older house, I don't know if it's full of asbestos or something, but outside the Wi-Fi is terrible. We've got the skip from the building. But yeah, as soon as we get on just past the gravel there, Wi-Fi drops out. It's really bizarre. I've never seen such limitations to Wi-Fi outside. Anyway, long story short, we needed to get Wi-Fi, well, we need to get internet in the garage next door. So I'll take you outside in a moment and show you what's going on out there. But before we do, I'll just show you the internet speed that we're getting inside the main building, right next to the main router. So I'm going to use speed test, which I was doing some tests before, and we'll get going on that connection. So we get a 10 millisecond ping time in the house, and yeah, low to mid 90s right now. Now I'm connected on the 5G TP-Link network on that AC1200 router. And just confirming the uploads. Sorry guys. 31 on the uploads. Now that's pretty consistent with what we get most of the time. I'll just take you round to the front so you can see what the setup's like out here. So yeah, this is the setup outside. So we need to have Wi-Fi access for the phone systems down towards the container. And also we do a fair bit of work with the computers in this packing area here. So what we ended up doing, I had an old Wi-Fi router spare that I wasn't using. It's actually a full modem. So I've got that set up as a Wi-Fi hotspot here. And just in there, I have the TP-Link power line adapter. Now, before installing that power line adapter, there was absolutely no Wi-Fi reception in this metal shed. So this is a separate structure to the house. And yeah, it was just pretty much useless. So I'm going to do a speed test and show you what we're getting through those power line adapters, and I'm genuinely blown away. Actually, I'll flick you around so you can see what I'm looking at. So we have the speed test there. It is connected to the Wi-Fi router just there, and obviously we've got a very good signal. 12 milliseconds ping. And we're nearly getting pretty much full internet speed through that Wi-Fi router. And the upload pretty much maxes the upload out. Now, in my opinion, these sort of speeds are more than fast enough for any internet connection. But I did take it one step further, and we're still sort of testing and playing around with this setup, but I've actually run some IP cameras. I've actually got 3 currently plugged in here, and they've been going for about 2 weeks as well, and they work perfectly. I have no issues with the 3 1080p data channels going back to the main IP camera server, all running through that power line adapter. The internet always works fine, and having that hotspot has really spread out everywhere. And as you can see, the internet speeds that we can get here are pretty much the same as what we get in the house when we're right next to the main modem. Everything works really good. Now, something to keep in mind with these power line adapters. Now, I actually tried them maybe 5 or 6 years ago in an apartment I was living in, and they did not work at all. So something I did do before I purchased them, and I'm just at the power box now, I just made sure that we didn't have anything weird going on with the circuitry. Now, the garage that we're in here is on a separate main circuit to what's in the house. This one is actually for the garage, and that one is for the house. And it seems to work fine, but I do know that if you are on a different phase, those power line adapters won't work. And sometimes, depending on how the house has been wired up, the electrician may wire it so that certain circuit breakers are on a different phase, just depending on what's available from the grid. Just keep that in mind. And I guess keep your receipts, because if you do buy those power line adapters and the way that you set them up runs on different phases, you won't get the speeds, because it'll actually be connecting right back at the grid, which is obviously not going to work. Anyway, look, I hope it's use to somebody out there, but I've been very, very impressed with these power line adapters. I think I paid about $60 for the kit, and I'm getting full speeds outside the house. And I've seen tests where I think when you're on the same phase, you can have like a 100-meter cable and they still work really, really well. Yeah, it sorted out the problem. I couldn't get Wi-Fi to work in here, even with a Wi-Fi extender, so that did help me out. All right, guys, look, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions about the TP-Link power line adapters that you want answered before you go and buy them, shoot them down below. I'm trying to get back onto this channel as much as I can. But yeah, until the next one, thank you very much for watching and test and tune. Peace.